Sharing the live stream. Setting up.
Yeah, it's showing this live on custom on our.
Awesome.
Is it gone through yet?
Yes, it just went through.
All right. I'm gonna check on the YouTube channel just to make sure it's going through.
Awesome. So we are now live streaming.
All right, great. How's the weather there?
Icy.
It's just raining here.
Hey, Dr. Kuiper.
All right, you're good to go, Christy.
Awesome.
Hey, Christy.
Hey.
Sorry, it's the YouTube feed going through. All right, Christy, I think you're good to go. It's working. I'm going to go ahead and leave this meeting and start the RNC.
All right, thank you, Zach.
All right, thanks. You might make somebody co-host.
That's what I'm getting ready to do right now. Dr. Kuiper, I'm going to make you co-host just in case I lose power.
Okay.
All right. So you should get notification that you're now co-host.
I can see it.
Good. Once everybody joins in, I'll cut my camera off and mute, obviously.
Is it just cord coming? Is that all we're expecting?
We might just have, we might just have Jennifer, unfortunately, because Cord said something about he's having some kind of technical issue at home.
Oh, you wore red for Valentine's Day too.
Oh, geez.
Well, you have on, it looks like a burgundy tie, so.
Yeah, it's red. That was the plan.
You both make me sick.
Well, you have on burgundy as well.
I didn't mean it.
Uh-oh. Our power just blinked.
Very nice. They said something about it was going to indicate that I'm a co-host. Where
yes.
It's probably already disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it was just a flash of a notification. So I apologize if I drop this, but it should still continue with you as co-host.
Okay. No big deal. Well, you're both broadcasting from home, right?
Yes.
I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How's it going? How's your rustic? Oh, I see the shutters behind you. They look rustic.
Yeah, it's like a fake window. It's nice. It's a nice thing. Beth's in bed over there, hopefully with her earbuds in. I couldn't get my earbuds to work, so.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, it was interesting driving this morning. Just dead branches get a coating of ice and they fall in the middle of the road, so it turned into a little bit of an obstacle course, but nothing bad. There wasn't even really a reason to delay opening till 10 or anything like that. So the roads were just fine.
Just a note, I'll let people know that we are live streaming, whoever joins in.
Sure.
And then like I said, I'll go dark.
Okay. And at the end, we just have to hit leave, right? I mean, that's going to shut everything down with the live stream and so forth, I assume. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I will stop the live feed. Well, yes. Once if mine goes out, and then once you stop, I will text Zach and tell him what happened, and then he'll ensure that the live stream cut off.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa is also a member of Research and Collections, which is meeting at 9 as well. So I emailed with her this morning. She was going to go to that, which is fine. And then, unfortunately, it was after that Cord told me he was having some issues. So.
He mentioned that yesterday in the education committee meeting that at his home, with weather and things, that his internet is not very reliable.
Okay.
Oh, Tim King's coming in. Hi,
Morning, Tim.
Tim.
Hello, folks.
Hey, just to let you know, we are live streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have anybody this morning. Lisa has a conflict in that she's at research and collections right now. Cord just emailed a little bit ago and said that he was having some technical difficulties connecting. And then Jennifer, I just wasn't sure. I talked to her last night. Honestly, I don't remember if she indicated that she couldn't make the 9 o'clock meeting or is going to try to make it or something like that.
No, Lisa's
Oh,
coming in.
Lisa's my phone.
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
Hey,
Morning, Lisa.
good morning. Just to let you know, we are live streaming.
Okay. Hey, thanks for coming by because I thought you were going to go over to research and collections. When I emailed you back this morning, that was after, that was before Cord emailed and said that he was having technical issues and was afraid he was going to be able to connect very well. Jennifer, after conversation last night, I wasn't 100% sure if she'd be joining us this morning. So you might be it. I can't hear you.
Muted.
Art sent an email subsequent to yours saying they would be okay. So I this is interesting to me and I haven't heard anything in a while. So I thought I'd come here. So I'm glad to be your only person.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can make this very informal. We'll start off with Tim. Lisa, I'm assuming you already know Tim King, right?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So Tim, Lisa Merner from the Board of Trustees, Tim King has for the last decade or so been our essentially our building superintendent, runs our buildings and grounds department, which includes maintenance and security. So Tim, if we could start with you and just give a quick update on the status of the elevator and the roof at Douglas Avenue.
Okay. Good morning, folks. Starting first with the elevator. Received the email from Romar Elevators yesterday. The guys have been in for the last 2 weeks working on the elevator, and they have finished all the installation except for one part, which is the door controller. As of early last week, in talking to the contractor, it was on a 2-week back order, so it should be here sometime next week. After that's installed, it'll take 2 days to install, and after that, 1 day of inspection. So by the 1st of March, we should be up operational with the passenger elevator. As far as this go, as far as the Douglas roof, got an email from my architect on January 29th, and I think Jonathan, you can elaborate further. Jonathan uploaded the documents into into our BITS system, and that was on February 1st, according to Jonathan's email, and he can elaborate further on that as well. And just to finish off, as far as our building and our safety protocols, we have ramped up our sanitization as far as spraying the building down 3 times a week as opposed to 2 times a week now, and daily wiping down with disinfectant wipes is still continually going on. So we will have contractors in the building working on different aspects of the building in the next month or so. What I'm going to do is try to schedule them to be in at different points so we don't have 2 sets of contractors in the building to cut down on traffic as much as possible. So with that, I'll let Jonathan elaborate more on the ESCO and the Douglas roof project.
Sure. So the ESCO is going really well. We had our kickoff meeting last week, just kind of a summary of what the plan is going forward. Their head engineer is going to be in on Wednesday to assess the just kind of do his own walkthrough again before he brings his team in. He's going to hit all the high points, and I guess we'll have a socially distanced meeting just to kind of go over what his plans are moving forward. Part of that is a bi-weekly summary meeting, which Tim will be a part of, just to give us an update as they go through their process. So it's more in depth in the back of the envelope, so to speak. I think originally they were going to save the museum $127,000 in the first year. That's with no utility escalation. And then that's pretty much moving forward. Nobody has yet to claim any of the $2 million from the federal government. So there's $500,000 on the table for us for solar. There was some discussion about that to add a battery backup as well to the system, since Martinsville is not a net metering city, or the utility company doesn't allow it. So we're going to look at storage for the days that are cloudy. That way we got a net zero power bill, or close to it anyway. And then let's see, any questions on that, Lisa?
I didn't quite understand the solar part. I think my connection is coming in and out. So I'm going to hang up and call right back in.
Okay.
Okay, no worries.
Can you guys hear me okay, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure one of you guys mention what BITS is, so I don't have to be asked that question later, because I honestly don't even know what the acronym stands for. Does any of us?
We're going to go for Building Information Technology System.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I think that's it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, let's try this number 2. I heard something about no one has claimed something related to solar and 2 million, and that's all I heard.
Oh,
So, curious what's going on with the solar.
so with the solar portion of the ESCO project, the federal government has $2 million allocated to the state of Virginia through the Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy. And so we can spend up to 500,000 of that 2 million for our facility. Yeah. So we're gonna spend as much as we can. I don't know if we're gonna be able to spend it all, but it'll be close. So that's somebody. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback on my end. There you guys. Yeah, no. Other than that, I think there's an initiative for a solar charging station for cars. So that they do have to determine whether it'll be a ground mount system or a roof mounted system or a hybrid of both. The structural engineer will have to take a look at the roof, obviously, to make sure that it can hold the weight, and we don't want to mess up our membrane.
Are we going to put an RFP or a bid out for the solar?
No, I don't. It's the way it works with ESCO. It doesn't have to go out.
So Lisa, we're actually working with Siemens. Jonathan went through all the procedures through Mines, Minerals, and Energy. We had maybe, I don't remember, fellas, what was it, like 8 or so firms that came and visited, and then they were asked to put in a proposal. Only 2 submitted, so we had Siemens, which has done a lot of work with the state of Virginia, including museums, and another firm which looked really good, but most of their work was in Pennsylvania. So we decided to go the safe route with Siemens. So they're coming Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So they're going to do a more detailed walkthrough on Wednesday, and we'll share with the facilities committee the proposal. Right now, Lisa, didn't I send to you via mail or FedEx?
Yep.
Or something?
Yep.
Right. So that, of course, is sort of your 30,000-foot view. They're going to dive more into the details, give us something a little more specific about what they propose to do, and we'll share that once they produce it in the upcoming weeks.
And so then Siemens finds the solar panels for you guys. You don't have to do anything independent of that. They take care of that.
That's my understanding.
Yes.
So, and Mines, Minerals, and Energy, by the way, has been like really involved, like all the major meetings. Jonathan can attest to that their representative is there acting on our behalf. So
right.
Like none of us, I mean, Jonathan knows a bit about, solar. Tim knows a lot about the conventional systems stuff. I know nothing, but it didn't matter because this guy was there on our behalf, and that gave us a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I mean, I imagine they're involved because you may have one of the first large rooftop solar systems in Southwest Virginia, which is exciting.
And it's nice too, because there's one that is they just started breaking ground to install one in Axton, 15 minutes down the road?
Yep.
Guys, between Mountain Valley Road and whatever parallels it to the east. It's a really big tract of land. I mean, this is going to be a rather significant solar array. So I think it's timely that that we're kind of following suit. So exciting. So good job, Jonathan.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And your utility, or did they want to get involved at all? Is there any incentives or anything you can get from them?
Being live on YouTube, I won't express my feelings toward the utility here in the area, but they were not. They're not friendly to the idea of us having producing our own electricity and power.
Yeah, we're kind of on our own here, is what it seems.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, good. That's exciting. I hope you'll have signage along with sort of the mission of the museum to teach, because I think that it will be interesting for folks. And I think you have an education opportunity there with solar.
Along with the system, we are getting a dashboard type screen that has a layout of what we're producing daily, what we're using daily, the utilization, and it's supposed to be a bit interactive for the education piece. So we're excited about that. But that's a key component to it. We'd get the dashboard anyway, so I think just making it public facing is going to be, really great for the area and for the community at large, for sure.
Yeah, both the Siemens proposal and the other proposal did specifically talk to that point, that they would make efforts to ensure that the public were able to take advantage of this as a learning opportunity. So yeah, we totally embrace it. So I think it's going to be good. All right, let's Lisa, have anything else? We'll kind of move along. Jonathan, we're still in that holding pattern with the education pavilion.
Yes. So we're further down the road than we were, which is exciting. There is approval of a portion of the working drawings, and then there are comments that our architect has to go back and just explain where the fire and the hookups for the safety precautions for the entire installation are going to be throughout. So those will move, and you can't show it in just one drawing. So they have to go through and do a presentation, so to speak, of where those are going to go, and hopefully that'll wrap it up as far as the working drawings go, and then we can put it out for bid for a contractor. Did we lose Lisa?
I think she's still there, but we just don't have a video.
No worries.
I'm still here. I'm just having issues with the feed. You're coming in and out, so I've called my IT down from their sleepy teenage bed to see if they can help me. So I'm going to go on no camera, but I'm still here.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, so basically there's not much for us to do at this point. Jonathan's been writing the architect pretty good, making sure that they stay on schedule and so forth. So we're pushing that along. I don't know that we do have a specific Waynesboro Advocacy Committee report out for the board meeting. So this will probably be better suited for that section of the board meeting. But since this is the facilities committee, I'll just bring it up. Jonathan found out yesterday that the House has reallocated $10 million towards projects that are in the detailed design phase for July 1st, 2022. So we have high hopes that that is enough to push all the projects forward. Jonathan, back in the day, there was $18 million for 12 projects. My understanding is there are fewer projects now, obviously less money. So I have high hopes that if the Senate will vote similarly, and that makes it through to the final budget for fiscal year 2022, that Once we find that out, we can immediately put out a request for proposals for an architect, engineer, and design firm. So better news than any of us ever expected. You know, I really personally thought we were going to have a 2-year delay. Now there's the possibility of only a 1-year delay. So right now we're in fingers crossed mode. I know the Waynesboro Advocacy Committee has been, we've been shooting ideas back and forth about working with Senator Hanger, working with Senator Cray Deeds, you know, making sure they understand that we're well prepared to re-engage with the project once the money has become available. Same thing goes with Senate and House staffers who are instrumental in the decision-making process. So anyway, yeah, so things are a lot better along those lines than I ever anticipated. So good to hear. So the Waynesboro Advocacy Committee will report on that and then some. So besides that, I think that's really about it for our capital projects and our facilities. Tim, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know we haven't really discussed this, so I'm not going to hold you to this. But once the Douglas roof is done, you know, which is important to protect the remainder of the building, of the major systems that are left, what are you thinking at this point might be the next big system that we go after?
HVAC, just the environmental controls inside the building. To be well, let's back up. Let's say doing some structural work inside the facility, getting that done, making sure the building is safe, you know, as far as paint or whether there's lead in the paint, those type of situations. And then we'll tackle plumbing and lighting in that order. So let's just work on structural after we finish the roofing. We'll go
That
inside.
makes sense. And the HVAC system that exists over there is reliant upon the plumbing system. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
Can
anyway,
can I ask two follow-up questions?
Yes.
One, I'm assuming the ESCO doesn't apply to that building. The ESCO is just to the main building. And then sort of along that similar lines, before we replace the HVAC system at that building, is there anything we need to do? I know it's an older building. When you do the structural work to insulate more, to replace windows, to make it, you know, more easily, more better, more efficiently HVAC'd.
Now you're saying, was there anything we need to do to probably solidify doing the structural work? Is that what you're asking?
The first question was whether the ESCO applies to that second building. The second question was, if you're going to replace the HVAC, is there anything you need to do before you replace the HVAC to make the building more airtight, more insulation, better windows, you know, so that you don't have to spend as much on an HVAC system?
Yes. Well, when I said doing structural work, that did include doors, windows, as far as, you know, the painting and all that. And we'll decide what use we want out of the building, whether we need to go in and tear some walls, make rooms bigger. It just depends on the needs. We'll get with research and with Dr. Kuiper, the research staff, and see what their needs are. Because if I'm not mistaken, that building will be used mostly for storage, and then some research work will be going on in the future in that building. So to answer your question, yes, we would look into replacing all the doors and windows, even putting up a bay door in the basement so we can get in larger mounts or whatever we need to put into the building. All that would precede the HVAC work.
yeah, and Lisa, we're also, I'm talking over my head here, but we'll want to get some advice from the outside. Have you ever been to the Douglas Avenue building? Okay, so it's 2-level. The main collection storage facilities in the second level. So that's that is partly underground, right, Tim?
Yes, part of the building on the east side is underground. Yes, correct.
Okay, so my understanding is we have to put an envelope around that to help not just rely upon HVAC as you're suggesting, but this envelope, I am assuming it's some form of vapor barrier plus insulation, will help to maintain a very narrow range of temperature and humidity readings down there. So I know that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Tim and I talked about, things like, replacing the windows, because it is an antique building. So 1929, is that right? 39?
Yeah, somewhere in that area. Huh?
Yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah, it's early 20th century. So anyway, yeah. So we're trying to kind of keep the plans going down the road with the maintenance reserve funds that we had set aside to tackle this project. So anyway, good stuff.
But I didn't answer Lisa's first part of the question as to whether the ESCO pertained to this building as well. I don't think so, Jonathan. When we went in, we did not include the Douglas building into this ESCO project, correct?
Correct. It'd be difficult to get it off the ground in time to get both the roof on and everything else work together. But just a note for any construction or rehabilitation of any of the facilities, the state of Virginia, the money they give you, they have an eye toward pushing every building to be LEED certified. So there'll be a lot of work that we'll have to do, the architect will have to do on their end when you're doing that structural and HVAC work to make the building as efficient as possible. So there's a lot of new rules in place recently over the past 2 years that push those construction documents toward that LEED certified or green building code. So there might be it's not an ESCO project, but it should look similar to that with LED lighting and good installation. I'm not sure, R14 I think it is now, but yeah, that's part of the overall process.
Well,
I tell you what, why you have those ESCO contractors down in Martinsville, I wouldn't see if they wouldn't maybe just stop by that building and give you a little bit of free advice now and then. Say, oh, thanks for all the work today. You want to stop by this other building and just see what you would do? You never know.
Well, even the kind of more in-depth look that they're doing with the Starling Avenue building is not terribly expensive. I mean, maybe we even, if they'll give us free advice, don't get me wrong, I'll take it. But, if it seems like it'd be beneficial, it wasn't terribly expensive for these people to, basically do a walkthrough and provide some kind of analysis of what would be the, best roadway forward to, efficiency. So I think it's something we definitely want to keep in our frame of mind here. So good stuff. Yeah, and Tim, with all those regulations and whatnot and the changes and so forth, it sounds like Douglas Avenue is now going to be a career building for you. You get to work on that for life.
Yeah, good thing I live like 2 minutes away, huh?
Yeah, you'll be seeing Douglas Avenue. All right, cool. Does anybody else, Jonathan or Tim, do you have anything else you'd like to add to the contents of the meeting today?
No, I'm good. Unless Lisa has more questions for us.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Joe, I'm going to switch computers and try and get my sound right before the big meeting so that I'm not, you guys aren't fading in and out.
Right on.
So I apologize for my technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's no problem. We'll see you at 10 a.m. then, Lisa. Thank you. Oh, Tom asked me to hit up.
Bye-bye. Nice to meet you, Tim.
Nice to meet you as well. Fist bump.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan, Tim.
I'm going to stop live